Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Sakura Gamer 2. Yes, I lifted myself a little bit up. Let's continue with Sakura Gamer 2, which I already said. When I finally awake, it's around midday. Damn it. But of course now I will be struggling with this. The sunlight streams in through the hotel windows, illuminating my face. It gets into my eyes, penetrating my eyelids, and I whimper, turning my head away. Actually, I've slept for a few hours, but I still feel groggy. At least my head isn't aging as much as it was in the morning. I don't think I have a temperature anymore. And my body doesn't feel as weak or weary. Have I recovered already? Maybe I wasn't truly sick. I was probably run down because of stress. Now I've had some rest. I feel just fine. I'm glad I've gotten better so quickly, but that almost makes me feel worse about this whole thing. Clover and Suki have been working hard at Manga Market while I've been curled up in bed like a sleepy cat. I'm the worst. Right. I get to my feet and slap my cheeks with both palms, hoping to put some color into my pale face. I can't afford to lounge around here for much longer. Now I've had my cat nap. It's time to head out. There will be no more distractions or detours. My stomach does feel pretty empty though. It rumbles and I blush, resting my fingers against my traitorous tummy. Well, maybe I could stop by a restaurant or something first. I'm in the mood for some pancakes. Why it's the pancakes again? After eating a quick breakfast, since it's midday, I guess lunch would be more appropriate. I make my way to the convention center. It's another scorching summer day, and I can feel myself wilting with every single step. The oppressive heat makes my clothes stick to my body, and it saps me of my strength. My hair is going to lose all its volume at this rate. Maybe I should have stayed back in the hotel, at least that's air-conditioned. But no, I can't complain. Suki and Clover are holding the fort without me, but it's not fair to expect them to do all the work. I've gotta hurry. I pick up my ace accordingly, trying to ignore the heat. I turn a corner then... Oh! I blink, perturbed. On my way to the convention center, I stumble across a familiar landmark. There's the park I went to last night. Unlike last night, however, it isn't deserted. There's a few elderly men and women walking their dogs around the fountain, and a small boy is busy trying to climb a tree to retrieve a lost frisbee. A couple of college-aged girls, nice, are lying on the grass in bikinis, getting tassed, nice, and there's a lovey-dovey couple sitting on one of the benches beneath the trees, sharing an ice cream cone. Good for them. How cute. Not. I'm not in the best of moods and I'd rather not see people enjoying the warm weather when I have a musty convention hall to be in. I turn ready to walk back out the gate, but... Something stops me. There's a girl sitting in the shade of sycamore tree, her head bowed as she examines her phone. I know her, she looks shockingly familiar. She's now something of a celebrity. I suppose a video starring her has managed to gross almost 6 million views on my YouTube in less than a day. Karma stroke really hard. It's Kurumi. Now I wonder what she's doing out here. Part of me wants to know if she's right, but another part of me wants to give her as wide a berth as possible. Fortunately, I don't think she's seen me yet. I don't know what she's looking at on her phone, maybe the mighty video that's propelled her fame, but she seems pretty engrossed in it. No way! I don't believe it! This somebody I have no reason to live anymore! Wow, that's rather dark. I might as well throw myself and get it done with. So engrossed, in fact, her shoulders are shaking. I think she might be crying. A few of the dog walkers give Kurumi surprised looks, and the lovey-dovey couple stops their flirting to glance at her. Kurumi glares at them all, her brow furrowed. What are you looking at? Isn't the girl to be dressed in public while being stared at like a circus freak? I swear some people... You're all jerks! I guess her personality might never change. Kurumi tries to sound tough, but her voice is strained. She sniffs and tears begin to streak down her cheeks. It's not fair! Now I look like a huge moron there. Millions of people have seen my underwear. I really might as well die. Kurumi gets to her feet. I think she means to run away, but I won't let her, not so quickly. What? I don't get a decision? She might have said some horrible things about me yesterday, but I feel sorry for her all the same. I want to try and cheer her up, and that's exactly what I will do. Hey, wait! Huh? Kurumi does a double take. She whirls around, her hair fluttering and... You're that girl from Bangor yesterday! You're one of the girls who made MikoMaid! That's right, that's me, but I look around the park shyly. It feels like everybody's staring at us, from the boy climbing the tree to the sun-buffing college girls. I'm not a show-off, really. In fact, I hate being the center. Having all those eyes focused upon me is something of a nightmare. Why do I keep drawing so much attention lately? There really is no justice in the world. Why don't we go and sit somewhere together? I'd like to talk to you in private if I can. So you've come to laugh at me while I'm at my lowest, huh? I see how it is. The fuck are you talking about? She said, let's go talk in private. Oh my god, you... Wow. Kurumi's an attention whore, isn't she? Whew. You heard your precious feelings yesterday, now you're out for revenge. How pathetic can you be? What? I don't want revenge, I just want to talk. Huh? And why would you talk to me, huh? I said so many awful things to you. Only an idiot would take all that abuse without flinching and ask for a friendly conversation. She's got the point. So, you realize you said awful things. Huh, I thought you were just tactless, but... never mind. That's not important right now. I can tell that you are in pain and I want to help you. What? I don't dislike you, but I'd like to know why you seem to hate us so much. If I'd done anything to upset you, please tell me. That's the only way we'll be able to understand one another. I don't want to understand you. The sight of you makes me feel sick. I wince, but I can't back down now. I've come this far already. It would be a shame if I lost heart. I want to talk to Kurumi, so... Well, even if you don't want to understand me, I want to understand you, damn it! I'm going to try my hardest to make her accept me. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I think you could use a shoulder to cry on right now. You don't need to worry about me mocking you or judging you. That would be hypocritical of me. After all, I'm much, much more pathetic than you are. What do you mean? I wonder. Is this some kind of kids restaurant? After my heartfelt speech, the two of us end up in the small cafe where I ordered my pancakes only 10 minutes prior. Yeah, thanks game trying to make me hungry again. I'm surprised I'm not losing actually, and not, you know, literally go stuck on something. Even if I have nothing as well. Kurumi and I sit at a small circular table near the back of the building. There aren't many people here and it's pretty pleasant. The aircon is on full dust and the faint hum rattles throughout the restaurant. Chill air grants me a reprieve from the blistering sunlight and I can't help but sigh as I lean back in my chair. Soft string music is being played over the speakers. I can't name the piece, but it sounds very classical. Nice. And the best part is... it's soft. Actually, I'm gonna revert back to the retail talking again. You know, obviously, unfortunately, the stores have to have some music in the background. And you know, let me say the playlist is shitty, was shitty as heck, like it was absolutely terrible. And you know, whenever I was on a shift, I was going beep, lower it as much as possible, you know, so it's kind of hearable when you are literally next to a wall only. But there were unfortunate people who were like, ah, fuck it, full blast. This, why? Why are you doing this to yourself? You're there for 12 hours. Are you really going to freaking give yourself a headache? Or is your tasty music so shit? Because it was goddamn awful music. Like, seriously. 5 minutes and I was already going nuts with this. Yeah. And to be fair, I you know, it was the company's policy as well. Yeah, keep the music on, and I don't understand why you would put it so loud as well, but there were also so many customers, I've heard them saying, why in the world is this music so loud? And I was saying this to the higher ups, supposedly. A lot of times, nothing blasted through them. I'm honestly surprised this story's running at all, because it's run by idiots. I'm gonna say it. It's run by idiots. Anyway, the tables are dropped with pure white cloths, and vases of flowers are arranged neatly in the center of the tables. The faint scent of vanilla lingers in the air, mingled with the aroma of freshly cut flowers. This really is a nice, relaxing cafe. I hope the atmosphere is helping Kurumi out. She ordered an ice cream sundae from one of the waitresses, but she didn't look very happy about it. Now she's waiting for her food in stony silence. I don't know what I'm doing here, okay? Whatever. Her eye... You don't actually see that. Whatever. Fixated moodily on the windows. She doesn't glance at me. It's almost like she's trying to pretend I don't exist. Dot. So far our talk has been a complete and utter failure. How can I get her to open up to me? You can always try grabbing something. Maybe if I ask a simple question. Like, how's it going? Okay, is there something wrong? Is there something wrong, she says. Kurumi rolls her eyes extravagantly. She's annoying. Of course there's something wrong. That embarrassing video of me was posted all over the internet. Again, capital letter. It's got millions of views now. Everybody's seen me fall over. I've already seen my... Kurumi bites her lower lip. Her face burns. And to make matters worse, most people sided with the hack. They said I was unfair and necessary confrontational. They deserved everything I got. Because you did. Let's face it. You did deserve that. Those people? I'm siding with those people. They said so many awful things about me in comments, but they don't even know me. They've never spoken to me. I mean, you acted like a bitch, let's face it. And you got destroyed. Who would side with you? What gives them the right to assume they know everything about me based on a 3-minute video clip taken out of context? It just isn't fair. Kurumi slams her fist against the table. My cup of green tea rattles, and I have to reach out with one hand to steady it. Gee, this sucks. I never did anything to deserve all of this. Also, she has a superiority complex. Now that I think about it. Well, maybe you didn't. I trace my index finger around and remove my teacup thoughtfully. But neither did I or any of my friends. What do you mean? You accused us of all sorts of things, for you'd never met us before. You said we were lazy and we didn't care about our project, but you have no way of knowing that. You told yourself we deserved your scorn, so you could feel justified in hating us. Isn't that the same as all those rude comments on that MyTube video say? The same, huh? Kurumi slumps down the chair, defeated, and sighs. You might have a point. Not might. You have a point, woman.
I guess I was so wrapped up in my jealousy I wasn't thinking straight.
I lean forward to my chair, being Kurumi curiously. You are jealous of us?
Yeah, that's right. You don't need to rub it in.
I wasn't trying to. I was just curious. If you don't mind me asking, then why were you jealous of us?
Gee, that's not a question. I don't even know where to begin.
Kurumi looks out of the window thoughtfully, her eyes cloudy and far away, and then...
Huh!
She sighs. That was a sigh, okay.
This is embarrassing, but if you really want to know about my feelings, then... I guess I've got to go back a bit to my first year in high school. I was part of an after-school club that was devoted to making video games, or more specifically, visual novels. We were all students in high school, but some of my seniors were pretty talented. Risa was a good artist. Never heard of it. Her Kume was an amazing programmer. Being with them every day was a lot of fun. God damn it. They taught me a lot. I'm really grateful to them for that. Risa showed me how to draw, and when I picked up some basic skills, she said we should make a visual novel together.
Also, why is it not capital letters as well? Why is visual novel not in capital letters? Damn it!
We worked really hard on it. It was a visual novel set in steampunk London, but it had a lot of Eastern elements too. A crazy amount of world building went to it, and there were a whole bunch of characters. Visual novel, steampunk, London.
Is there something like this? 23 best steampunk books. Nothing. I don't see anything like this around the internets. Did I say about the characters? I think I did.
There were dramatic fight scenes, lots of CGs, and a huge OST.
Wait a second. So, you made a huge project as your first VN? And it didn't go well? I guess I could understand being annoyed, but at the same time, you went way too far, girl. I understand the jealousy and so on, but saying something else is completely rubbish. And claiming that yours is superior doesn't make any sense.
There was even a battle system, though it was pretty primitive. In the end, the script was triple the length of an average novel. It had a lot of choices with dozens of endings. My seniors and I worked hard on that story. We still had homework to do, and we had to keep up with our studies. But whenever we had spare a moment, we'd met up in the club room to work on our visual novel. It was our magnum opus. I could say it was like our baby.
No, please don't compare it to babies. Magnum opus sounded better.
Reese and Koma were in their last year of high school. They said they'd always want to finish a project they could be proud of, and then sell it to the public. I want to help make their dreams come true before they graduated, so I pushed myself to the limit. I went for days without sleep and worked all weekends to finish up the art. We gave the project our all for almost a year. When it was finally done, we were so happy. We thought the game was something special, and we were sure other people would like it too. We tried to get a table to manga market, but we were rejected. We were too young and we were unknown, and we wanted to give a table to an amateur circle like ours. That didn't deter us, for we eventually got a table at a smaller local anime convention. We were sure when word of mouth got around would become popular, but
maybe that's the problem. We're completely sure about it. Kurumi grits her teeth together. I don't need to be psychic to know where the story of Yafuzi is headed. It's a foregone conclusion.
We worked so hard. We'd slaved for almost a year on that story, but nobody seemed to care. We only sold a few physical copies of our visual novel, before we sat at the table in that convention for 10 hours. We felt crushed, but we didn't want to let one setback stop us. We finished the game after all, and we were sure there were people out there who'd be interested. Kume put the game up for digital download on our own personal website and tried to get the word out. We sold a few more copies after that, but though the reviews were mostly positive, we barely sold 100 copies of our precious baby. The few people who bothered to leave comments said the story was good, but it needed more romance, and there wasn't enough fan service. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can. Unfortunately. You don't need that really for the game to be good.
We slaved away on that visual novel for ages, but it got overlooked because there wasn't enough porn. The general public refused to recognize our efforts. My seniors spent countless hours working on that story when they should have been studying for their exams. They worked so hard, so hard, because they knew it was their final chance for us to make something together. I wanted them to graduate knowing that their dream had been fulfilled and the product they made had been loved across the world. I want to thank them for always helping me and being there for me, but how could I look them in the eye knowing our project had been a failure?
Why? Why would you say it was a failure? You were basically amateurs. It was your first game. You released it. You sold a few copies. I mean 100. I would say you should be happy about it. Still.
How could I be happy after that?
I said just now you should be happy about that. Great.
I tried hard and people work hard. Who try hard are supposed to succeed.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's not like it's an immediate path, you know. There might be a lot of obstacles on the road.
But that's a lot of bullshit. Now I know it isn't people who try to who succeed. It's people who play the market. We are fools for working so hard. We should have made a cheap porn game right from the start if that's what people really want. Even the big, well-funded visual novel companies stick sex scenes into all their stories because sex sells, hard work and passion don't, and that pisses me off.
What? What are you talking about? Plain Arkizu. This is freaking best game ever. Best visual novel ever. I'm gonna say it. I mean, I love D-Zero, I love Chushingura, which, well, most definitely had some scenes in them, but Narkizu doesn't have that, and it's amazing. It's amazing. That's all that needs to be said really about Narkizu. Anyway.
This word is so messed up, I can't stand it.
Kurumi's face is flushed bright red. Her eyes are shining with large pearly tears that slowly trickle down her cheeks. Now I think I finally understand why she attacked us yesterday. She doesn't just hate MikoMaid, for based on her tastes, I doubt she enjoyed it much. She hates what MikoMaid represents. On the other hand, there is a certain, let's say, type of visual novels that I cannot accept at all. It's I played one of those games, it's called The Visit. If you have art in that style, it's from my point of view, it's hardly called art, to be honest. But if you have character design like in that game, it's a big no-no. Anyway, she hates that she couldn't find success with her friends, while we could, and she hates that general consumers refuse to reward those who take risks. Kurumi is carrying a lot of heavy emotional baggage from her high school days, and I don't think it's ever going to go away. Not if she clings to her grudges like this. But exactly. She's making herself happy by attacking other people. In fact, it's the opposite. Yeah. Like, she's going let's say, deeper and deeper into despair.
Kurumi.
I reach out to touch her, but she jerks away, her eyes wide.
Don't touch me!
I'm sorry, I didn't want to upset you, but... Kurumi, I understand how you feel.
Really? I very much doubt that. MikoMaid was popular, it was successful, well, while my hard work was completely ignored. I know I put way more effort to my visual novel than you did yours, so why do people like your story more? It doesn't make any sense.
Kurumi's voice gets louder and louder, drawing the eyes of everybody in the cafe. Now we're being stared by dozens of people. Really? If she could just calm the fuck down. Kurumi's having a breakdown, just like she did at Manga Market yesterday, is because she can't let go of the past. Those seeds of resentment are planted deep within her heart. And she's never once tried to pull them out. Instead, she's been nurturing them. But I can't let her keep doing this. I don't want her to hurt herself over something as fickle as fame.
Well, whatever, I was stupid to confess all this to you. I doubt you'll be able to help. I'm leaving.
Wait! Kurumi rises from the table, but I'm too quick for her. Ooh. I pin her against the wall before she can retreat, my hand pressing against the, well, arm raised over her head. She glares up at me, her eyes narrowed.
Let me leave.
No, I won't. Not until you let me say something in return. My heart is hammering madly in my chest. All of a sudden, it feels hard to breathe.
Same.
This isn't like me. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like getting involved in arguments, but Kurumi's in so much pain I can't let her walk away. I need to help her. And that's why I won't let her go, even if it makes her hate me. I just want her to know. I do understand how you feel. You might not believe me, but it's true. You and I, we're not all that dissimilar.
What do you mean?
You're in pain because you're jealous that others succeeded where you failed. I can understand that. My parents get jealous from time to time. I'm no exception. Same. When I was in high school, I was horribly jealous of all my classmates. I was shy and awkward, and I didn't have friends. I wanted to talk to people, but whenever I tried, I just froze up. The only friends I had were on the other side of the computer screen. That's how I met Clover. If it weren't for her, I'd probably be alone by now. It's shameful to admit it, but when I ate my lunch alone on the rooftop, I used to chorus all of my other classmates. They made getting along with other people seem so easy. They always laughed and smiled, as though they didn't have any cares in the world. Sometimes I wondered if there was something fundamentally wrong with me. Was I broken? Maybe I wasn't a real human being? But as time passed, I began to see it another way. Eventually I started to blame other people for my inability to make friends. That made my loneliness easier to bear. But it didn't help my problem. In fact, I became even more isolated. I became bitter, angry, cynical. In the end, I started to hate myself. If I hadn't moved in with Clover when I did, I think my own insecurities might have destroyed me. That's how it would be. Just like your hatred is destroying you.
I see.
Kurumi looks at me, blinking slowly. Sorry, she seems more chill than she did before, at least. She doesn't try to push me away, and neither does she shout at me. But in lieu of anger, I can see something even more disturbing in her eyes. Now she looks empty. Oh, fuck.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. We're not that different after all, but what am I supposed to do now?
Join us so we can have another story in Sakura Gamer Free?
Question mark? I worked hard on that game, and so did my seniors. We all wanted it to be a success. We did everything we could, but it still wasn't good enough. Why didn't people like it? Why didn't we sell more copies? Why did everybody ignore us?
I wonder what was the game about. I mean, what was the title, or if, you know, somehow our girls played it actually. I'm sorry, but I don't have the answers for you. In the end, rotten though it sounds, I think success comes down to what the general public wants. Yeah. It's the audience that decides which games will be popular, not the creators. All we can do is create and hope that people out there will like it. But we can't expect anything. The average consumer will have no idea how much effort a creator put into their passion project. So true, so true. And even if they did, they have no obligation to care. The creators and the consumers are strangers, after all. So true, so true. Kurumi glanced down at her shoes silently, her eyes half lidded.
It stinks, but you're right. I know you're right.
Okay. I think I like the fact that she changes a little bit.
Attacking you guys yesterday was a huge waste of time.
Nice. Okay, admitting the wrongs. Good, good.
Dragging you guys down with me won't reverse the huge failure my first project was.
Good, good, good.
I can't turn back time. It's too late to help present Kome now.
Help how?
We worked hard, but our story was failure, and that's all there is to it.
You think it was a failure? I frown. Maybe it was in a commercial sense, but did Reese and Kome feel like that? Exactly. That's the point.
Of course they did. I'd always dreamed of publishing a visual novel.
Okay, you said it yourself. Publishing. Publishing. Not like, you know, winning the world with it.
And you did that, didn't you? You worked on a project together, saw it through until the very end. That's not something most people can say. Your story was an accomplishment, whether or not it achieved commercial success. And I'm sure your seniors were happy in the end. They never said they were making visual novels so they could make money, did they? Well, no, I guess not. Reese and Kome always said they loved hanging out together. They told me I shouldn't worry too much when we failed to sell many copies, but...
You felt like you'd betrayed them?
Yeah, that's right. I wanted our project to do well for their sakes.
Damn. I actually love the determination in Nekohime you can see in this freaking picture. Also, how the hell is her jumper slash sweater work? Like, how does it work? How is her hair going through it?
I wanted to make them happy.
That was very kind of you, but I think the expectations you placed on yourself were unfair. If Kome and Teresa are anything like Suki and Clover, then they would have been happy to simply spend time with you. When we first started making MikoMaid, we didn't do it because we wanted to be rich. We just wanted to have fun. A game had been one of my dreams for a long while, and while a visual novel wasn't what I'd had in mind, it was still fun to create. I felt very lucky I could make a story with my two friends. And even if it hadn't sold, I would have considered my time well spent. I'm sure Kome and Teresa feel the same way about you, Kurumi.
That's what they told me, yes. They said I shouldn't worry, but
Kurumi blinks at me, her eyes tearful. She sniffs, her shoulders trembling. Huh. So basically someone had to drag that out of you. You needed to hear that, actually. Like, truly hear what you felt.
I felt ashamed and embarrassed. I couldn't look at my seniors without thinking about my failure. We used to be good friends, but in the end, I felt so guilty and ashamed. I turned my back on them.
Well, how about repairing that now?
I ruined our friendship.
Now, did you?
I ruined everything. All because of my rotten feelings of inadequacy. I really am a terrible friend.
After comforting Kurumi, the two of us exit the cafe. Kurumi's Sunde hasn't arrived yet, but the patrons of the cafe are all giving us curious looks. I'd rather not sit here and endure their icy stares. We walk down the street, our footsteps echoing companionably against the sidewalk. Eventually find ourselves back at the small park where we first met. Kurumi...
met...
In the meaning, you run into her now. Before. Kurumi sits down on the bench beneath a tall sycamore tree and I sit down beside her. She looks down at her shoes thoughtfully. But once in a while, she lifts her head, our eyes meet, and then she glances to one side, her face pink.
What? Where is this going?
A gentle wind caress my cheeks and frets the ends of my silver hair. The water in the fountain ripples. In the distance, a dog barks and a young boy laughs as a girl tangles her feet up in a skipping rope. Kurumi looks at me, frowning.
I'm Nekohime.
Yes, what is it?
I just wanted to thank you, I guess.
What are you thanking me for exactly?
I don't know, all sorts of things, really. For not being pissed at me after all I said, all those rude things yesterday, and for comforting me when I fell down, and you made me feel better for you didn't need to. I guess you're a pretty nice person after all.
Well, one of us has to be a tree. I wasn't being nice, I just want to help. I mean, technically it wasn't my choice, right? Well, I'd probably go with trying to, like, help her a bit. In this situation. In the previous one, I know I was being a dick. But over here, she was speaking something about wanting to drown herself. I would definitely step in a situation like this. So... You know what? No, I will not go with the first option. It's, again, right now, I feel like it's a bit of a dick option. I'm gonna, yeah.
Not really. I just want to help. When I saw how upset you were, I knew I couldn't leave you on your own. I would have felt awful. So, you pitied me? I don't know if that makes me feel any better, but I guess I have shown a pretty pitiable side of myself to you, huh?
Kurumi sniffs and wipes her eyes with the back of her arm. It's not really pity, I would say. Why would you say it's pity? Wanting to help someone, comfort someone, I wouldn't say it's pity.
My eyes are still stinging.
Kurumi isn't crying more, but her eyes are red and puffy from her breakdown in the cafe. They seem purple to me. If I was mentally adjusted person myself, maybe I'd look down on Kurumi for her blowout in public, as I'm sure a lot of people in the cafe did, but as a person who's often beset with anxiety and self-doubt, I can understand how she feels. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to keep our emotions buried. Yeah. The harder we try to quash them, the more they pile up inside our hearts.
Yeah.
Until the dam bursts and we break.
Yeah. Where do I know that from?
Crying might be embarrassing, but it can help.
It's alright, you don't need to be embarrassed. I've tried a lot in my time too. I think we might be quite similar, you and I. Well, thanks. I'm glad I'm not totally alone. You're a pretty nice person, but...
Kurumi stops a finger in my direction. Since we're sitting next to one another on a bench, she almost takes my eye out.
This does mean I like your stories, okay? I still think fanservice visual novels are cheap, especially when every single CG shows bare boobs or bad for no reason. It's hard for the readers to become emotionally invested in the characters if they only see them as walking slabs of meat, and it can ruin the emotional stakes. Story of girls are always tripping up and inexplicably exposing their panties.
I mean, if that's what people are for in the games only, I guess there is no helping it. I mean, I'm here for the story still. I want to know the story. I want to know the characters. The CGs are a nice addition, though.
It just doesn't feel realistic. The fanservice in MikoMaid made it feel totally disconnected from reality. It's like the characters exist only to pander to audience, instead of fulfilling their own roles.
Wow. You've put a lot of thought into MikoMaid, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but it's not because I like it or anything. It's the total opposite.
Are we getting at tsundere here?
MikoMaid was popular, so I want to study it to see why it succeeded where I failed.
And you were disappointed.
Immeasurably! The more I tried to analyze it, the more irritated I got. But can you blame me? You might be the writer, but even you have to admit the plot's flimsy and there's way too much sexy content.
Well, maybe. But there's nothing wrong with stories having sexy content in them. Yeah. I used to be a bit of a prude myself, and I wasn't very interested in porn. I thought it was a waste of time, but that doesn't mean other people can't enjoy it. There is nothing shameful about liking fan service or porn. True.
Huh, well, maybe.
Kurumi folds one leg over the other. She still doesn't look convinced, but at least she doesn't look as irritated as she did before. Have I managed to reach her? I don't think I'll ever be able to fully convince her that lewd stories can have merits, but maybe that's fine. We all have our own tastes. Well, on the other hand, there are some lewd games, visual novels from the past that made it big in the industry. So, but that one has a fucking amazing story as well. So, it's a shame that a large chunk of the visual novel audience don't share Kurumi's what? Thoughts? Views? But it is what it is.
I don't wonder how it became popular so fast for. I don't get it.
Don't worry about it too much. I tapped you last. MikoMaid. What was that sound? Do know. There was some weird sound. Anyway. MikoMaid was successful and looks like the sequel will be too, but we can keep churning out similar stories. It might be popular from right now, but people will get tired eventually. Yeah, looking at you, The Walking Dead. So to be honest, I didn't like that. To me it was average. But it was to me, right? Our audience aren't our friends, they're consumers, and when they lose interest in our product, they'll turn their business elsewhere. We're not obligated to keep supporting us. True that. We're doing well now, but it won't last. Nothing does.
You're probably right about that. You're more pragmatic than I thought. I must say, I don't hate it. In a way, it's impressive that you're gonna keep going, knowing it will all come crashing down at some point.
Well, I actually can relate, I guess.
If I'd have known my first project would flop, would I have been able to keep at it? I'm not sure. I don't think I'm as resilient as you, but I'd like to learn how. I might even look up to you just a little so.
Kurumi takes my hands in her own, sounding excited.
Would you let me help you out? I know you still have a few copies of MikoMaid 2 to sell, and I bet you're busy. You need all the hands you can get, so why don't you let me tag along?
Hey, you're being serious about that? God damn it. You don't need that blank wall to be seen.
It's as serious as I've ever been. I want to spend more time with you, and I want to learn how to be cool like you. From now on, you'll be my teacher. So please look at me properly, Miss Nekohime.
Well, I guess we'll find out how that education goes
tomorrow.
For now, hope you enjoyed.
I did. Damn.
I really like how it turned out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode of Sakura Gamer 2. Hope to see you tomorrow as well. Bye bye.